I'd be very interested to hear the thoughts of other atheists on the subject of moral relativism, and here are a few of my own. When I was younger, I used to debate competitively. Arguably this was the genesis of my obsession with argument, debate, and truth-seeking. I loved the cut and thrust of the formal debate format. However, as I became more aware of philosophy, particularly social and political philosophy, I became aware of a fundamental problem with debating competitions. What happens at a competition is that one debates a motion, say, this house believes that terrorists should be waterboarded. Neither side has a choice over which side of the motion they take. That is decided by the judges, and the competition is decided by which side is judged to produce the best arguments. The flaw in this system became apparent to me when I was asked to debate the following motion. This house believes that intelligent design should be taught in schools. At the time I considered myself a Sufi Muslim, and so the answer to the question appeared obvious. However, I was allocated to a team that had to oppose the motion, and I could not bring myself to think of good arguments. It occurred to me that the underlying assumption of the competition was that there were in fact equally good arguments for both sides. Think for a moment about how ludicrous an assumption that is. If you assume there are equally good arguments for two opposing points of view, you assume implicitly that the 2 points of view are equally valid. Nothing could be more self-defeating. This is relativism, and it is dangerous. It automatically floors science, reason, and rational inquiry from the start. It says there's no way of knowing things. It would have us believe that the way to decide right from wrong is not to weigh up the pros and cons, but to accept that a right action is only what everyone thinks is right. This is the tyranny of the majority. It is a philosophy that leads, inexorably, to a position where anything can be justified, as long as enough people believe it. This, I think, is why the religious love the idea. Despite their claims to absolute truth, they claim that it's all just a matter of perception, really, and so the safest thing to do is go with the majority. This is the ultimate way to prevent change and progress. Innovation and progress are always disruptive and unpopular. It's the ultimate way to justify bigotry and prejudice. Most people harbour such sentiments, and moral relativists would have them enforced by a tyranny of the majority. Moreover, if you know your ideas don't hold water, moral relativism is the ultimate shield to hide behind, a coward's way out, the last refuge of the intellectually bankrupt. And this is why, in my opinion, relativism is the most dangerous ideology in the public dialogue. It can be taken on by every homogeneous group to lend credence to every bizarre and perverse idea or custom they have. It can be used by the peddlers of falsehoods as a shield for their bankrupt ideas. Most importantly, it can be used as a tool to subvert the fundamental values on which successful societies must be built: equality before law, freedom of speech and thought, security from violence. None of these are held in higher esteem than the crackpot ideas of whoever chooses to challenge them. If we continue to peddle the idea that everybody's views are worth the same, that all opinions are equal, we will destroy ourselves, or be destroyed.